I got the idea from an episode of Futurama. Spoiler. The episode where Layla gets stung by the space bees, if anyone is curious. In my defense, a while before this, he had been messing with me for a whole shift by moving my stuff around, making me believe I left things where I didn't, or hiding them for a while and putting them back exactly where I had left them. It was driving me insane. I finally caught him in the act, and he confessed. I also warned him I would get him back. He apparently didn't believe me or forgot, because I waited a while. As soon as our shift started one day, he, like me, was the type to get out of bed right before his shift started at 2 p.m. Anytime we were talking, and he wasn't looking directly at me, I would whisper, "I need you to wake up." Just loud enough for him to hear me. I gradually got louder, but it was still barely above a whisper. At first, he thought I was messing with him, but my insistence that I wasn't, to the point that I was faking annoyance/anger at his accusation, eventually led him to believe that he was actually having a dream, and nothing around him was real. We had been discussing/experimenting with lucid dreaming, with a little success. One of my other co-workers caught on to what I was doing, and joined in a few times. She was even looking him dead in the eyes once, when she said it, but played it off so well, that he was visibly distressed. Thank you, Brandy, for the assist. The hardest part was planning out sentences I could say, and replace words while changing the octave of my voice. For example, "Hey, did you get that burger on the grill yet?" became, out loud, "Hey, did you?" Whisper, "I need you to wake up." Out loud, "Grill yet?" Anytime he would ask me what I said, increasingly distressed/aggressive, I would repeat the question normally, while looking at him like he was crazy. Or ask him what he was talking about with the same level of aggression. Repeat the question, and ask what the fuck was wrong with him. I even asked him if he was high, once, or drunk a few times, knowing damned well he didn't drink on the clock, or do drugs, besides take a puff or two off of a joint, every now and then at a party. Over the course of the night, I noticed he kept doing small things, like pinching himself and looking confused, picking his stuff up and letting go to see what would happen, randomly staring at walls or other objects like they were going to move, etc. I finally stopped when I noticed he was holding his hand above our fryer like he was going to dip it in, to finally prove to himself that he was awake. I snatched his hand back and insisted him that he was awake, and this was all real. I didn't confess what I had been doing, but I stopped. Until we were walking out at the end of the night. He was still visibly unsettled, but calming down, and we, accomplice co-worker included, were having a normal conversation until we split to go to our vehicles. Right before I got to mine, I turned to him and yelled out, "By the way, Joel, I need you to wake up!" He screamed the loudest "fuck you" that he could muster. He showed up the next day looking like he hadn't slept in days. I asked him rough night. He got in my face with a very unusual level of aggression for him. I legit thought I was about to get my ass whooped, and admittedly I deserved it, but he started it. He yelled, "Don't ever fucking do that again!" I couldn't fucking sleep because I didn't know if I would wake up. I grinned at him and told him not to move my shit around again. He had made me feel just as crazy as I made him feel. He got angrier, but eventually said, "All right." We made a truce to never do anything like that to each other again. We still played pranks, but they didn't involve potential future therapy. That was almost 20 years ago. And to this day, that was the best prank I've ever pulled. Am I proud of it? Absolutely. Would I pull it on someone again? No, unless they really deserved it. I wonder if he still cringes when he hears, "Wake up."